Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor. I'm going to take you through all of the latest news, look back on last night's victory over Eintracht Frankfurt. Liverpool, of course, won that game 5-1. Big changes. Arne Slot opted for a 4-4-2, which was very interesting. We'll take a look at some of the quotes from last night, some news this morning, and just the implications of last night's game. Where do we stand? Will that be the system moving forward? Will we play that same team against Brentford and lots more? So please do hit the subscribe button and let's jump straight into it. I just wanted to start off then with my thoughts around the game last night. I thought we looked really, really good in all honesty for the most part. Obviously, some defensive frailty still there, some just tweaks need to be made to the system. But I thought the 4-4-2, it was a stroke of genius, I think. Whether it will work in every game or not, I'm not sure. But dropping Mo Salah was a big call, of course. People were calling for it and it worked. We went with the 4-4-2. Florian Wirtz was on the right, Gakpo was on the left, and we managed to get Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak on the pitch together. When the lineup came out, a lot of us expected maybe Ekitike would start from the right, but it was two up front, and it was very interesting to see, and it did work. Florian Wirtz coming in off the right, he kind of drifted into that number 10 position, allowing Frimpong and then Bradley to bomb up down the wing as well. We were more of like a 3-5-2 then in possession as we were attacking, and I think it just worked. It was a great way to get more of our top talent on the pitch. It gives us more players up front for when we're pressing to box teams in. I thought our press was a little bit better last night, but still some issues. Once they got past that initial press, it was far too easy to gain on our goal. Thankfully, only conceded one last night, but I thought there was definitely signs of improvement there. Individual performances then, I thought Florian Wirtz was fantastic. Obviously got 2 assists. Should have had a goal if Salah had squared that one at the end, but I thought, again, Florian Wirtz looked very good. Curtis Jones in particular as well, he was very, very good, and I think he should be starting the next few games because every time he's come on, he's looked fantastic. Last night he played the full 90 minutes. He completed 122 of his 127 passes last night, giving him a 96% passing accuracy, and he was just keeping it ticking along. He was the metronome in that midfield. He was transitioning the ball from defence to attack. There was a few kind of dinked balls over the top to Alexander Isak that seemed to be a common trait in the first half, just those little scoopy dinks over the top for Alexander Isak to get onto. Didn't get a goal, but that link up was there. I thought, again, Curtis Jones, one of the better players in the pitch last night, alongside Dominic Szoboszlai, who was my man of the match. I think he won the man of the match poll in our live chat last night too. He was just fantastic. So, again, good signs, players playing well. It seems to be a system that will allow us to get a lot of our good players on the pitch. It gives Florian Wirtz a bit more space to move in from the right to the centre. The only thing I can think of is Andy Robertson played last night, of course. I can't imagine Milos Kerkez slotting into a back three the way that Andy Robertson did last night. So maybe we see if Kerkez plays, maybe Joe Gomez plays right back, he slots in and then the left winger moves in rather than the right winger, which was Florian Wirtz last night. So maybe you have Florian Wirtz on the left drifting into the centre and then someone like Mo Salah on the right wing if you have Kerkez playing. But definitely a very interesting game. A lot to be taken from it. I'm sure it'll give the lads a lot of confidence, like scoring 5 goals away from home, getting a win. It'll do us absolutely no harm. And I have to say, Cody Gakpo is criminally underrated. Like, you can say what you like about him, but he just scores goals. He delivers. Like, he's scored a lot of goals this season so far, and he's come under a lot of criticism. Like, fair enough, maybe at times he's not as good as we hope he will be, but he bags goals, and people act like he's just absolutely useless. He really isn't. Like, he's brilliant. The same with Curtis Jones. Like, people like to act like he's not even a professional footballer, but he's a great standard of player. Like, maybe we shouldn't be starting him every single game from here to eternity, but he's more than capable of playing, and when he's in form like he is at the minute, he has to be playing. So, just a shout out to Curtis Jones and Cody Gakpo, because 2 players who do come under a lot of criticism, I think, unfairly. So, I thought they were fantastic last night. Great as well to see the 2 centre-backs on the score sheet last night. We are set piece FC now, apparently, so we got 2 headers from Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate from corners. Always good to see. Like, if we can be getting 1 or 2 of them every now and again, it does definitely help, especially when it comes to breaking down low blocks. Like, if we can get into the habit of scoring from corners, then that's fantastic. So, again, good signs on that. Good to see them lads getting goals, especially Konate, given his confidence issues lately and everything going on around his contract situation. So, never a bad thing to see the lads on the score sheet. And again, like I said, if we can start scoring from corners every now and again, it definitely will help us. We see how many goals Arsenal score from corners, and it's a good thing to have in your locker. Like, having the big lads up there just to absolutely bury it with the head. It's It's always a good thing, isn't it? Hugo Ekitike as well last night, I thought was fantastic. Got himself a goal. Brilliant ball from Andy Robertson to put him through. Kept his composure, slotted it past, and he was speaking about that after the game. He was asked about like scoring against his former club. He said, I had to, which I love that. I love that little bit of just it banter with the Frankfurt fans as well, and there's a bit of confidence, isn't it? Just like I had to do it. Had to score against his former club. It was a great feeling, and it was something special for me to come back, I would say, at home. I know everybody here, so it was a special game for me. And to win and score my first goal in the Champions League, I'm really happy. I was just keeping cool, calm, I was just doing what I can do. I knew the keeper would come and open the legs, so I tried to put it between the legs and it worked. So yeah, like I said, great to see Ekitike on the score sheet. Good to see him showing some respect to the Frankfurt fans, like he was thanking them on Instagram afterwards. He didn't celebrate the goal as well, and it was a happy return for him. I thought he looked fantastic. I've been saying for a while now I would be starting Ekitike over ISAK. I think it was just a bit naive to be taking him out of the starting 11 when he has been one of our best players this season. Like, I know Arne wants to play ISAK as much as possible, get him up to speed when you've spent so much money on him particularly as well, but it just makes no sense to not start Ekitike when he's been in the form he's been in. So good to see him on the score sheet last night, and like I said, we might be seeing a lot more of him now due to Alexander Isak getting a bit of an injury last night. So Arne Slot had this to say on that. He said, Alexander Isak had to be subbed off due to discomfort he felt in his groin. Let's hope it's not too bad. It's such a difficult balance to find with a player that missed 3 months. So obviously Isak is building himself back up to fitness. He's not quite at that peak level of physicality and fitness yet, so it looks like we are managing his minutes. He came off at half time. Whether he really needed to come off or if it was precautionary, we're not really sure. Even from that, it seems to be Arne Slot doesn't really know himself, like if it's an injury or not. So hopefully he's not out for long. I would imagine Ekitike probably starts against Brentford, just given that Isak was taken off precautionarily. Like maybe he misses the game entirely or plays 30 minutes, but I doubt he will start that game if he is feeling a little bit of something in his groin, like he said. Another injury update then. So Jeremy Frimpong did come off in the first half to be replaced by Conor Bradley. After injuring what looked to be his hamstring, he was holding it off as he came off the pitch, and Arne Slot said, I expect Frimpong to be out for a few weeks with this new injury. So Frimpong's out for a few weeks. I think Bradley can really stake a claim to make that position his own. Like, he was fantastic last night, like I said. He was kind of taking up that right back, right mid position in this kind of 3-5-2 system that we were doing going forward, and he just looked fantastic. I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch last night. Maybe leaving us a little bit exposed to the back at times, but I'm sure like a few tweaks of the system and stuff, we'll figure that out over time. But I thought Conor Bradley was streets better than Frimpong last night from the bit we did see of Frimpong. Never a good thing to have an injury, obviously, but it's always good to have decent players in the squad who can step in instead. So I'm not worried about losing Frimpong for the few weeks. I'm worried that he seems to be very injury prone so far, but I think we will be absolutely fine without him for the next few weeks. But like I said, Conor Bradley, criminally underrated again. People want to slag him off, but I thought he was fantastic last night. We also have a very interesting stat here on Florian Wirtz. So only Kylian Mbappe, 16, and Arda Güler, 12, have created more chances than Florian Wirtz in the Champions League this season. So as you can see, Florian Wirtz has created 11 chances in the Champions League. He got 2 assists last night. The second one, fair enough, was a tiny little pass to a long shot from Szoboszlai, but like, he is creating chances. He looked fantastic last night, and I'm sure this will only help him kick on. Like, people want to doubt him at your peril, because he will be an absolute world beater. You can see it there, especially with this new system we were playing last night. He just looked fantastic, and he's gotten 2 assists now. He's gotten off the mark. I'm sure that's a weight off his shoulders, and he can really flourish now. So yeah, it is all looking up, of course. That system last night did look to be very good. I'll be very interested to see, will we stick with it against Brentford? I hope we do. Arne changed the system last night and it worked, so hopefully we see that or some sort of version of that moving forward. I think, like I said, we could be a little bit exposed at the back still, but again, a few little tweaks to the system and I'm sure we will be flying with that one. Just want to touch on Mo Salah as well. Like, he's come under a lot of criticism recently. Fair enough, like, he hasn't been at the races this season whatsoever, and in particular last night, like that chance to Wirtz where he should have crossed it rather than shooting, like, he's come under dog's abuse for that, and he has removed his header on X and changed his profile picture, which was a bit sad to see. Like, he obviously is seeing a lot of the hate he's getting, and it's just a little bit of an acknowledgement to what he's seen, or a bit of retaliation. Like, is it a little bit childish? Yes, but then I'd rather him do that than come out giving out to the media about fans or something like that. Like, so obviously he's under a lot of pressure. He's obviously struggling at the minute, and I just want to say, like, we all love him. Like, as much as we criticised him in the last few weeks for his performances, like, there's absolutely no doubt that every Liverpool fan on the planet absolutely loves and adores Mo Salah. And it's just sad to see. Like, he's been through a lot. And again, not to say that he should be starting every game when he's been this poor, but like, criticism is one thing, but abuse is another. So footballers are human beings at the end of the day, and it's tough to see. It is tough to see a lot of stuff being said about you that way. So I just wanted to highlight that one because it is just sad to see like one of the greatest players to ever play for our club having. It is just sad having to see one of the greatest ever players to play for our club having to react like that on social media after a 5-1 win. Again, like, it's important to highlight, like, we won the game. Like, fair enough, he should have passed to Florian Wirtz, but he didn't. We still won the game, and yeah, like, I think the abuse isn't needed. Criticise all you want, but some people go too far, and it is just sad. That's all from me this morning anyway. I hope you did enjoy this roundup of last night and in just a few quotes and stuff. I just thought I wanted to have my say on this game because I was so excited to see us with that new system last night. I was just so delighted to see us get back to winning ways, and yeah, all eyes on Brentford now at the weekend. So please do hit the like button before you head out, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching.